Tonight, if you missed conversation last night with Pat Kelsey, head coach of the Louisville Cardinals, one of the hottest, maybe the hottest team in college basketball, 7 straight wins. If you missed conversation with Ken Gunther, who's one of 4 locals among 24 left in the state, who will meet just outside of Youngstown this weekend for the Ohio State Pinball Championships. The podcast is always available at 700WLW.com and through the iHeartRadio app. Also, if you missed Mark Sheldon earlier talking Reds or caught the tail end of Nick Hagelin and want more for our conversation there, podcast. Check it out on your time. A question. Do you believe the Reds can make the playoffs with their current roster? It's a question I asked earlier this week on Twitter, at Lance McAllister on Twitter. We're at about 90,000 or so. It makes for a great cross-section of an exchange of ideas and opinions and crowdsourcing. And so I went to the masses on X and I said, do you believe the Reds can make the playoffs with their current roster? Nearly 64% said no. I would agree with that. I think there is work to do. And I want to tie it into what Mark said earlier on in the hour. And see, I go back to this, and here's kind of the frustrating thing for me. This team in 2023 came out of nowhere, and they got ahead of things because nobody saw it coming. They had lost 100 the year before, so they won 62 games. And then they come out of nowhere, burst onto the scene in 2023. They're really fun and young, and they win 82. And you're thinking, man, they improved by 20 wins. They went from 62 to 82. Now can't wait because they're going to go from like 82 to 92. And that obviously did not happen. In fact, they took a step back. They regressed. They got hurt. Some guys we hope would get better didn't get better. Some got worse. Some got hurt. And they went from 82 wins to 77 wins. And now it feels like this edition, and I know they changed managers, and that's big. But it still feels like this team needs a boost from last year. Beyond a manager and fingers crossed guys get healthy. There's help out there. Mark alluded to it in the first hour. There's some 200 guys still looking for jobs. The market hasn't settled. There's a lot still in play, and that's why I'm hopeful that they still can do something. I was reading Bob Nightingale, USA Today. Scott Boras, the agent, said, you're seeing so many teams that are actually not spending. He said they're making more money, but they're not spending. He wrote Scott Boras, the agent, said they're spending far less than they did 2-3 years ago. There's a quadrant, as many as 10 to 12 teams that are in that position. And he said the graduation of being an owner has a different definition than it did 10, 15 years ago, ironically, because of the appreciation of franchise value. The franchise value is going up and up and up with franchises around Major League Baseball. But there's only 7 teams this offseason who have increased their payroll by more than $10 million. I love the line, though, from the Diamondbacks. Their managing partner, and the Diamondbacks have spent money this year. They've spent $22 million this year, more than they did a year ago. And he said, we have the potential to be a championship team. Our job is to try to do everything we can to put the team in the best, to field the best possible team that we can afford. We're stretching the budget. It won't be the last time we ever do it. He says, but my view of investing money is you invest it when you have an opportunity to get a return. We're making a significant investment in a great young player when the contracts they've signed this offseason. I'm hoping for our fans and me personally, I like to have some additional success before I go off into the sunset, so we'll see how it works out. See, this Reds team, they're in position. They're young and they're hungry, and they still need like a shot of adrenaline. Like if you had the patient on the table, they'd say, give me an epi. Is that what they say? Give me an epi, or give me a shot of adrenaline. There's one more shot this team needs. I'm not ruling it out. I'm not expecting Anthony Santander at $20-25 million a year. But if you look around, there's a lot of guys who don't have jobs. I think ESPN wrote today still 8 of the top 25 free agents don't have jobs yet. Now, I'm not saying the Reds are in play for 8 of the top free agents that are still available. But if you look, there's a ton of outfielders, and there's a ton of relievers. There's a ton of teams looking for outfielders. And so, Jesse Winker did sign today. I didn't think Jesse was ever coming back to this team. They'd been there, done that, seen him, and moved on from him. There's some other guys out there. There's some trade possibilities out there. But I think it was ESPN.com today wrote, there's a reason it's the middle of January and guys are still available. The asking prices are too high, at least relative to what the market is dictating. So whether you're Anthony Santander or Jurickson Profar or Austin Hayes or Alex Verdugo or Harrison Bader or the glob of free agent outfielders out there, they want this. And everybody else is sitting back and saying, we'd love you for this. And it's like game on. Because if you're a player, your wife and your family or your girlfriend, you're thinking, what are we doing here? Where are we headed for spring training? Are we going to have to buy a new home? Are we looking in a new city? Are you going to have a new team? I'd like some certainty, whether it's your family or yourself. Nobody at this stage of the offseason wants to be without a gig. So the pressure turns up a little bit, the conversation with the player to the agent, and then the agent to the front office, and you go back and forth. Hey, we like your guy, but we've got this, and then you shop around and see if you can get more than this from somebody else. And there's parts to be moved and places, new homes to be found. I just hope the Reds consider a chance to provide a boost, because it would be my guess when nearly 64% are saying no, they do not believe the Reds can make the playoffs with this roster. If you give them an outfielder, I'm not so sure that would completely flip the other way to almost 65% say yes, they believe the Reds can make the playoffs with the addition of an outfielder. Now, it doesn't have to be a top-end outfielder. It's got to be more than a scrap heap outfielder. But I still think that possibility is there. And even if that means going back to if you're Nick Krall, and I think a lot of people hang this on Nick. I mean, what do you want Nick to do? He's been given his marching orders. He's been given his budget. Even if it takes going back and saying, guys, I know this is my budget, but understand where this team is. They're young and hungry, and we've got a young and hungry window to work in. It's not quite like the NFL with a salary cap league, but if you've got young guys who are inexpensive, you got to take advantage of it, and you can't let opportunities go or years get checked off. And man, when I'm operating in a window that includes Elly De La Cruz in a division that is clearly winnable, but you're still short, even if it's something a little bit uncomfortable, don't you have to read the room and say, what would the addition, a little bit more money pushed across the table to Nick, what would that mean in terms of talent for the roster? What would it mean in a year where we didn't have Reds Fest to boost enthusiasm and excitement? What would that mean for a shot of fan adrenaline this late in the off season, into the season, maybe a boost in ticket sales and everything that comes with it? Nick, go ahead and do it. Here, I'm pushing some more money back across the table. Go get player X, Y, or Z that you are close on. Oh, if that happens versus if that doesn't, you're talking about a steep, big climb or big drop. My heart sank this morning when I saw the news on Bob Uecker. I'm going to let you hear some famous clips from Uke, and you'll hear what Marty had to say about him more in depth as we continue in the 7 o'clock hour. And I'll open up the lines, 513-749-7000, 1-800, the big one. It's Ralph's American Grill Sports Talk, presented by Kelsey Chevrolet, 700 WLW.
News, traffic, and weather. News Radio 700 WLW, Cincinnati.
A negotiated ceasefire still needs final approval from Israel. With the 7 o'clock report, I'm Sean Gallagher. Breaking now. A senior Israeli official saying the Israeli cabinet will meet Friday to talk about and possibly ratify a ceasefire deal with Hamas. The deal negotiated with the help of the U.S., Egypt, and Qatar, but Israel accusing Hamas of going back on parts of the agreement, but Hamas insisting that nothing has changed. This as hostage families are accusing the government of unnecessary delays. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu pushing back the cabinet vote from today to Friday.
He does have the votes in his security cabinet. He'll then go to the larger government, his coalition. He has the votes there as well, even though there are parts of his coalition that oppose this deal. So he is expected, Israel is expected to be able to approve this deal by tomorrow.
ABC News' Jordana Miller in Jerusalem. The U.S. says that they expect the ceasefire to go into effect on Sunday. Now the latest traffic and weather together, and right now accident right shoulder 75 northbound before the Galbraith Road exit. Also a disabled vehicle has been cleared from the center lane 71 south between the Pfeiffer Road and Ronald Reagan Cross County Highway exits. Slow traffic was seen from the I-275 exit. Stop and go traffic 75 south between Hopple Street and Fort Washington Way.
Now, the latest forecast from the No Fear Dentist Weather Center. Advanced Dentistry. The thought of the dentist making you a nervous wreck? We're here for you. NoFearDentist.com.
Tonight, cloudy and seasonal. A morning low of 23 degrees. Then for tomorrow, mostly sunny. We'll see a high of 40 degrees. At night, clouding up, and we drop to 33. From your severe weather station, I'm 9 First Warning Chief Meteorologist Steve Raleigh. News Radio 700 WLW.
Cloudy and currently 34 degrees. In Coleraine Township, 2 people are dead while another was injured following a shooting near 2 businesses. Police responded to the Popeyes and Walgreens on Coleraine Avenue near Springdale Road. The 2 victims who were killed found dead near the restaurant, but the injured individual taken to UC Medical Center in critical condition found near the pharmacy across the street. An investigation is ongoing. A major economic announcement coming from former Ohio Governor Mike DeWine today. Enduro, a defense technology industrial company, will build a 5 million square foot facility just outside Columbus and Pickaway County where autonomous weapons will be manufactured.
Their new manufacturing facility right here in Pickaway County is the single largest job creation and new payroll generating project in all of Ohio's history.
It's expected to lead to over 4,000 jobs being created by 2035. Well-known director David Lynch has died.
Whether it was Twin Peaks or Mulholland Drive or Blue Velvet, there's a good chance you've encountered at least one David Lynch project in your life. Lynch got his start in filmmaking with 1977's Eraserhead, followed up by the award-winning The Elephant Man. In a statement, his family says there's a big hole in the world now that he's no longer with us, but as he would say, keep your eye on the donut and not on the hole. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Lynch last year announcing that he had emphysema after a lifetime of smoking and was no longer able to direct. He was 78 years old. Bob Uecker, known as Mr. Baseball, passing away at the age of 90. The Milwaukee native had been the Brewers broadcaster since 1971. Uecker also remembered for playing announcer Harry Doyle in the Major League movie franchise. Our next update is at 7:30. I'm Sean Gallagher, News Radio 700 WLW.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Tap into your well-being with Audible audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Expand your life with expert insight and motivation for better health, habits, relationships, finance, and more. Start listening free when you sign up for a 30-day trial at audible.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text CUTS to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text CUT to 42424. That's CUT to 42424.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
It's Toyota truck and all-wheel drive season with more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else, like the family-size Highlander and the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander. Now through February 3rd, get any new Highlander or Grand Highlander with 6.49 APR financing up to 72 months, including hybrid models with $1,681 per thousand borrowed, subject to approved credit through TFS. Plus, you get 2 years no-cost maintenance. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
You know what makes a home loan easy? Having an experienced lender at your side. At First State Bank, we believe in taking the time to understand your needs and preparing you for each step. First State Bank, built on belief. Visit fsbforme.com. Equal housing lender.
Hey, it's Mo Egger. Dealing with an urgent orthopedic injury? Just walk into Ortho Cincy Orthopedic Urgent Care. No appointment is needed at Ortho Cincy Orthopedic Urgent Care. Plus, some locations have extended evening and Saturday hours. Learn more at orthocincy.com.
Honest Expert Plumbing is just a click away. Nixco Plumbing offers online scheduling for residential and commercial plumbing service in the greater Cincinnati area. We provide 5-star service, including drain cleaning. Schedule your service now at nixcoplumbing.com.
I love it.
Join the millions already on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
It's so easy to use.
The live radio dial, presets, scan, plus lyrics, podcasts, and your favorite artist's radio.
Just type it in, and there it is.
Now it's even easier to discover what you love.
I love my presets. Adding presets is so much fun.
This looks really nice.
Just in time for the new year, the new and improved iHeartRadio app. It's everything you love about your car radio in the palm of your hand.
Very cool update. 5 stars, guys.
The following takes place between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m.
All right, let's keep moving. We're on a collision course with UC basketball conversation. The Wes Miller Show coming up in less than 1 hour from now. I'm Lance McAllister. I appreciate you making your way here for the show we call Sports Talk. It is produced by Kenzie Bartone tonight. We've got some things to get into this hour. We'll get you involved as well. Tomorrow night on the show, 3 full hours on a Friday night. Say it ain't so. We'll do an off the beaten path topic. The return of the off the beaten path topic. Very excited about that. We'll get perspective on each side of the national championship game. Matt Andrews, part of the radio play-by-play team, the broadcast team for the Ohio State University Buckeyes. Also, Darren Pritchett from WSBT Radio in South Bend, my old stomping grounds. Will preview the Irish and the Buckeyes tomorrow night. Charlie Goldsmith going to check in early in the show tomorrow as well. Plenty ahead. I read with sadness today. I saw it when it popped up on Twitter this morning, the news of the passing of Bob Uecker. If you read one thing today, read Adam McElvey, I think it's pronounced, from MLB.com, who covers the Brewers, who wrote a wonderful piece in memory of Bob Uecker. And his opening line was, Bob Uecker brought the Brewers to life for generations of fans. And that was just the start of a second career in entertainment that reached far beyond the ballpark. Uecker, the backup catcher turned Hollywood star and the legendary radio voice of the hometown team for more than 5 decades, has died. He was 90. And he goes on to detail the life and times of a career 200 hitter who gained fame with his quick wit and sense of humor, nicknamed Mr. Baseball by Johnny Carson, The Tonight Show, made over 100 appearances on late night TV. Known for starring in the Miller Lite commercials. You're going to hear one of those. He was in the ABC sitcom Mr. Belvedere, and, of course, the movie Major League. He authored 2 books. He hosted Saturday Night Live. Of all the things I've gone back and watched today, I did not watch. I'd love to see his opening monologue for Saturday Night Live. He also hosted WrestleMania, which tells you about the life and times of Bob Uecker. Think of everything I just mentioned in 90 years of life. A 200 career hitter, over 100 appearances on late night TV, nicknamed by Johnny Carson, ABC sitcom, a movie, a pop culture movie that still, lines are still recited today, hosted Saturday Night Live, hosted WrestleMania, and never hit more than 250 in a season. Never played in more than 80 games in a season. was a teammate of Warren Spahn and Eddie Matthews and Henry Aaron, who became a lifelong friend when he was in Milwaukee. In his final season in 1967, he hit $150 for the Phillies and Braves. And he led the National League catchers with 11 errors and 27 pass balls. And the big reason behind the pass balls was Phil Niekro and the knuckleball. And the famous line, the storytelling of Bob Uecker when it came to Phil Niekro on the knuckleball, he was asked the best way to handle a knuckleball. And he said, wait till it stops rolling and then go pick it up. And that was Bob Uecker. Joined the Brewers broadcast team in 1971 and launched a second career in broadcasting. I want to take you back a couple of moments that just I laugh because they're just such Bob Uecker moments. Here is the famous Miller Lite commercial. Take a listen.
You know, one of the best things about being an ex-big leaguer is getting freebies to the game. Call the front office, bingo. And once these fans recognize me, I probably won't even have to pay for my light beer from Miller. Down it! I love them. These fans know I drink light because it's less filling and it tastes great. Good seats, huh?
You're in the wrong seat, buddy. Come on.
Oh, I must be in the front row.
Come on.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer and less.
Good seats, hey, buddy. He missed the tag. He missed the tag.
Final scene has Ueck up at the very top of the stadium all by himself. And the Milwaukee Brewers, decades later, installed a statue of Bob Uecker. In fact, when Kelly and I saw a Brewers game for the first time at their ballpark 2 summers ago, we made a point to walk up and look at it up in the last row of the upper deck at American Family Field. That's a fantastic stadium, by the way. Tailgating in the parking lot. Oh, it's awesome. The team calls it the Uecker seats. And it's one of 2 Uecker statues in the stadium honoring Bob Uecker. His famous home run call was get up, get out of here, gone. And that is in lights at American Family Field. He, of course, had the famous role and scene in the movie Major League where he delivered this. Take a listen.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed. Ball 4. Ball 8. Low, and Vaughn has walked the bases loaded on 12 straight pitches.
How many times over the years have you used just a bit outside? I mean, you talk about something embedding itself in pop culture and the power of that line. And even, I must be in the front row. That was Ueck. He joined Willie. Marty Brenneman joined Willie this afternoon to talk about Bob Uecker. And I want you to take a listen. This is about 2 minutes. Marty talking about his relationship with Ueck and about a moment where Tommy Thrall, new to the broadcast team, wanted to meet Bob Uecker. Here from earlier this afternoon on 700 WLW is the Hall of Famer Marty Brenneman with Willie talking about Bob Uecker.
He used to come into town and we would play golf out at the Oasis with Dr. David Schneider and Dr. Rick Abramson. And you cannot believe the conversations. I mean, it was, you would fall down crying. It was such a funny 4 hours to spend with him. And they're the moments that I cherish the most. He used to come over to our radio booth when Joe and I were working together, and he would, he said, one time I'll never forget, he made the comment. He said, I now fully understand why you and Marty have such a hold on fan support in this town. And Joe, God bless him, was, why do you think so? He said, because of the very close personal, that word personal was in quotes, relationship you had with Marshot. And it would drive Joe nuts. I mean, and Bob would leave and he'd come back again a month, 6 weeks later. He'd say it again. Joe'd get all bent out of shape again.
Can't go back.
I mean, it was amazing. And it went into Baseball Hall of Fame in 2003. And I'd gone in 3 years earlier. And I called him on the phone. Well, I'll never forget. I was in spring training when they announced it, and I was driving to the ballpark in Sarasota. And I called him on the phone. I said, congratulations. He said, thanks a lot. I said, what time's the news conference? He said, what news conference? I said, you got to have a news conference. I mean, you've been named to the Baseball Hall of Fame. I know the Brewers have got to be. He said, I'm playing golf. And I said, that's wonderful. I said, you can play golf tomorrow. He said, they're going to have to wait on me. He said, I'm having a pretty damn good round of golf right now. And if they won't have a news conference, they either got to come out here or they have to do it on my terms because I'm not leaving golf to go for the news conference. And I said, boy, you're something.
Can you relate to Reds country? I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm told that Tommy Thrall, when he started, kind of wanted to meet Bob Uecker. And so he says to you, hey, Marty, can you take me over to the Milwaukee and please introduce me to Bob Uecker. I want to meet that guy. Can you tell that story?
So I took Tommy over there and introduced him, and Bob blew him off so bad it was a shame.
Oh.
I mean, he didn't give him 2 seconds of his attention, and Tommy was crestfallen. I mean, he felt like his world had come to an end. And then, of course, Bob laughed and welcomed him into the fraternity. But it was really funny. That took place at their place in Milwaukee.
Yeah,
it was the funniest thing.
I'm telling you, and Bob set it up.
He could pull that stuff off.
Marty, earlier today with Willie, the entire conversation worth a listen on the podcast page, 700WLW.com. I just looked up Mr. Belvedere, the ABC sitcom that Bob Uecker was in, ran 6 seasons. First aired in 1985, went into 1990, 117 episodes of Mr. Belvedere. Bob Uecker played George Owens. It was a family set in the suburbs of Pittsburgh who had an English butler who was kind of had come from England and was struggling to adjust to being in the States and being in Pittsburgh. And if I remember correctly, in the pilot of the show, Bob Uecker worked in construction, and then they changed his role into that of a sports writer on this sitcom. And Bob Uecker was the husband in the family, the Owens family, and it was Christopher Hewitt who played the role of the butler, named Lynn Belvedere, Mr. Belvedere, the name of the ABC show with Bob Uecker. Unbelievable. All right, let's do this. I don't have a whole lot of time. We got to scoot at 8 for the Wes Miller Show. Going to drop the puck on a little Clones hockey at 7:35 with Rudy Hodgson, the voice of the Cyclones. We'll do it on this date at about 7:50. Got time for you next. A thought on the Reds or I was going to say Mr. Belvedere or Bob Uecker at 513-749-7000, 1-800, the big one, and a couple of bats to consider, filling the void, the search for that elusive bat for the Reds as we roll on with Ralph's American Grill Sports Talk presented by Kelsey Chevrolet, 700 WLW.
Waking up with Mike McConnell makes me feel good.
Mike's the best part of my day.
Mike's got the news, weather, traffic, sports.
And I love that Mike McConnell charm.
He ought to bottle his charm and sell it on eBay.
I feel good when you feel good, and you'll feel good when you start your day the right way, getting the morning essentials from me, Mike McConnell.
I'd buy a gallon of McConnell charm and hose down my husband.
Come and feel the goodness.
Be a morning lover with Mike McConnell. Tomorrow morning at 5 on 700 WLW.
Wow, 2024 just flew by, but I'm sure ready now for 2025. My favorite way to start the new year is to make my home feel like new with Zerorez carpet and air duct cleaning. Only Zerorez uses the advanced patented process ZR water for a superior long-lasting clean. Right now, get 3 rooms of carpet clean, only $119. Mention me, Bill Cunningham, a free hallway cleaned, free. Easily schedule your cleaning online at ZeroCincy.com. It's the right way to clean.
Mercedes-Benz of Fort Mitchell presents Mardi Gras, benefiting homeless children, happening 2 weeks earlier this year. It's Tuesday, February 18th at the Northern Kentucky Convention Center. Scott Sloan here, once again, proud to be king of Mardi Gras as we all team up together to provide over 150,000 meals for homeless children's shelters right here in the tri-state. Tickets include all your food, all your drinks, live music, a parade. DV8's going to be out there. Got a silent auction. It's a blast and it sells out fast. Get your tickets while they last. Mercedes-Benz of Fort Mitchell or MardiGras2025.org.
Now's the time to buy your new vehicle at CarryAutomotive.com. Whether you're in the market for a Toyota, Ford, Buick, GMC, Chevy, Nissan, Mazda, VW, or Hyundai, the place to shop is Carry Automotive. Just 20 minutes from anywhere. CarryAutomotive.com. We are right by you.
Dry January? No problem. Good Spirits Wine and Tobacco in Party Town has your thirst covered with an incredible selection of non-alcoholic beers and wines. Celebrate, socialize, and stick to your goals at any of their 13 convenient Northern Kentucky locations. Cheers to a guilt-free good time. Good Spirits in Party Town.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Get your game on at the Underground Sports Shop. The Underground Sports Shop is your go-to for corporate gifts, apparel, and promotional products. Make your company stand out in 2025. Visit the Underground Sports Shop at undergroundsportshop.com today.
Hey, it's Mo Egger. You know, winter weather can do a number on a home's exterior, whether it's snow, ice, wind, or just extreme cold. If winter weather wreaks havoc on your home's exterior, my friends at Madewell Restoration can help. Go to MadewellRestoration.com.
The cold weather is here, so you and your heating system will be best friends until your bill comes. Corcoran and Harnest is your expert carrier dealer and offers special financing to cure the winter blues. Call Corcoran and Harnest at 513-921-2227 and stay warm this winter.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? So you're not alone. And even better, HIMS can help. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/radio. It all starts with an online intake form. From there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. Through hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Millions of men experience ED, but HIMS can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
724, 700 WLW. Ralph's American Grill Sports Talk is the show, and make no mistake about it, it is presented by Kelsey Chevrolet. I've got a blog at 700WLW.com. Check it out. Just look for my name. If you're looking for information on the Reds, have announced start times for all their games this year, including the spring training games. The Reds have announced, in conjunction with the Dayton Dragons and the 25th year celebration of Dayton Dragons baseball, their final spring training game will be in Dayton 2 days prior to opening day. The Reds will take on a number of their prospects. Information on that and how to get tickets at 700WLW.com on my blog, and so much more, all in one spot and free. I want to squeeze in a Uke story. Hey, Dave, 700WLW.
Hey, Lance, how are you tonight?
I'm well. What's on your mind?
Oh, you were talking about Bob Uecker. I just had a little story. About 40 years ago, I was living out in Denver, and at that point in time, the Denver baseball team was Milwaukee's AAA affiliate, the Denver Zephyrs. So, middle of the season, the Brewers roll into town one time for an exhibition game. I went to Mile High Stadium to watch the game, and the PA announcer made sure that he pointed out that to everybody that the balloons tied to the farthest seat out there in center field was Bob Uecker's seat. He'd have been so far away, he wouldn't have been. He might have been able to see the slide, but he couldn't have seen the tag.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I like it. Hey, Dave, I appreciate you listening.
Hey, quite all right. Thank you, Lance. I love listening to you.
That's very kind of you. Thank you. You made my night. I got to go home. I've got to dig up one of his appearances on Carson, and I bet somewhere I can find Mr. Belvedere episodes and watch Uke at some point tonight. I've got one name for you to consider for the Reds. I mentioned there is a boatload of outfielders that are out of work right now. And I'm almost splitting there because on the high end is Anthony Santander, and that's going to cost a lot. And then you go down in the pecking order. I don't know how far down in the pecking order, but one guy I wrote about today, and you can read more about him on the blog at 700WLW.com, is Jerickson Profar. He is 32 years old. I know, not ideal. He's a switch-hitting outfielder. He's coming off a career year. Played with the Padres last season. Now, the question would be, a couple of questions. Well, why is he still on the free agent market? Why is he still out of work? And he had a career year last year. How confident are you he can repeat or come close to it this year? That's fair. I mean, prior to last season, Jerickson Profar signed a one-year deal for $1 million with the Padres. And he turned it into an all-star season. Hit 280. His on-base percentage was 380. He had a career high with 24 homers, career high 85 ribbies, career high 94 runs, and a career high 76 walks. I mean, the Padres just lucked right into it. 1 year, $1 million. And I think he made another couple of million in incentives tied to the contract. He was really good last year. Switch hitter. He hit lefties better than righties, but he still hit righties. Hit almost 275 against right-handers, and he hit 16 home runs against right-handers. And he hit 15 of his 24 home runs at Petco. Now, Petco is a pitcher's park, big-time pitcher's park. And at home last year, not only did he hit the 16 homers, but he hit 297. I like that. He was big-time with runners in scoring position. Hit over 320 with runners in scoring position. Now, all of that production came after he was released by the Rockies in August of 2023. So, what happened last year? That's any team looking at Jerickson Profar, switch-hitting outfielder, would be thinking the same thing. Did he get lucky last season? How real was last season? He tweaked his swing. I don't know if that's the full reason or explanation. He added a little bit of a leg kick. And I mean to tell you, he started crushing the ball. I'm not going to get deep in the weeds on analytics, but he hit the ball harder last year than any point in his major league career. And he had trouble on off-speed pitches in 2023, hit like $150 against off-speed pitching. This past season, hit almost 350. So he made adjustments. I like that. And he played in 158 games. I really like that. He played 148 of those in left field. In his career, he's played second and short and third and first and right and center. But basically, he's an outfielder these days, and he mostly played left. Last year, he's played some right. At the start of the offseason, Spot Rack, which is a website that projects salaries for free agents, among many things, lists the payroll of teams, the salaries of players, their contracts. It had projected him at 2 years, $26 million. It would be my guess, and this was a projection, I think, going back to October. Whatever that number, if it was October, that number of 2 at 26 has probably come down, come back to the pack, as they say, as he realized, you know what, the market's not what I thought it was going to be. Now, I don't know how far down, but just remember that name. In fact, there's your homework assignment. Google Jerickson Profar and see if he does anything for you. 32 years old, switch-hitting outfielder, has some pop, has made adjustments at the plate, hit in a pitcher's park, and hit well with runners in scoring position. I look at it this way. He would be better than Will Benson, Stuart Fairchild, or Jake Fraley. I'd take him. Let's check news. Then we'll drop the puck. Little hockey and more. Ralph's American Grill Sports Talk presented by Kelsey Chevrolet. 700 WLW.
news, traffic, and weather. News Radio 700 WLW, Cincinnati.
A delay in a ceasefire vote with the 7:30 report. I'm Sean Gallagher, breaking now. After a ceasefire deal was negotiated with the help of the U.S., Egypt, and Qatar, the Israeli cabinet reportedly was going to meet on Friday to discuss possibly ratifying that deal with Hamas, but now there are reports it's been pushed back to Saturday.
President Biden said yesterday that this was the exact same three-phase proposal that he had put forward last May, but it took many months, of course, to get to this point and get it across the finish line. The White House said that they believe that the conditions were changed in the last couple of days and weeks because Hamas had taken so many losses, that the Israeli military had achieved significant successes in Gaza, and that is a big part of changing the calculation.
ABC News' Karen Travers says a smaller security cabinet vote is reportedly set to take place on Friday. Now the latest traffic and weather together, and right now taking a look at the major interstates and highways. Still stop and go 75 south between Hopple Street and Fort Washington Way. Accident right shoulder 75 northbound before the Galbraith Road exit.
Now the latest forecast from the Train Heating and Cooling Weather Center on News Radio 700 WLW.
Tonight, overcast skies. We'll see a 7 a.m. temperature of 23. For Friday, sunshine, more mild, a high of 40. At night, increasing clouds and a low down to 33. From your severe weather station, I'm 9 First Warning Chief Meteorologist Steve Raleigh. News Radio 700 WLW.
Cloudy and currently 33 degrees. 2 people are dead while another was injured after a shooting near 2 businesses today in Coleraine Township. Police will respond to the Popeyes and Walgreens on Coleraine Avenue near Springdale Road, with the 2 victims killed found near the restaurant. The injured individual, taken to UC Medical Center in critical condition, was located near the pharmacy right across the street. An investigation is ongoing. In the aftermath of winter storms that came through last week, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear announcing today that the weather is being blamed on 6 deaths across the state.
Many, if not most of these deaths, were due to cardiac events from shoveling snow.
Those deaths reported in Boone County as well as in Breckenridge, Franklin, Oldham, and Spencer counties, 5 men and 1 woman. Temperatures will be above freezing headed into the weekend, but the governor says an Arctic blast will enter to begin the new week with highs only in the teens and wind chills making it feel like it's in the single digits and below zero in some spots. American Express agreeing to pay hundreds of millions to settle a federal investigation into its marketing practices accused of committing fraud and being deceptive. The Justice Department says American Express will pay $108 million to resolve allegations of fraud and $138 million for engaging in deceptive sales practices that gave customers incorrect tax advice. The baseball world today mourning the loss of legendary broadcaster Bob Uecker. Uecker, who became known as Mr. Baseball, had been the voice of the Brewers since 1971 following his playing career, where he won the 1964 World Series with the Cardinals.
Post-game show is brought to you by Christ, I can't find it. The hell with it.
Uecker also remembered for his role as broadcaster Harry Doyle in the Major League movie franchise. He was 90 years old. Our next update is at 8 o'clock. I'm Sean Gallagher, News Radio 700 WLW.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got NewsRadio Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text CUTS to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of NewsRadio Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of NewsRadio Thermo, our most powerful Fed incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text CUT to 42424. That's CUT to 42424. Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Monster BTK, the latest installment of the critically acclaimed Monster franchise, exposes the chilling story of one of America's most infamous cases that shook Wichita, Kansas to its core.
When people said BTK, you think of a wild-eyed Manson-like character. What we didn't understand is he was the guy next door.
Listen to Monster BTK on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Monster BTK to start listening.
Listen up, homeowners. Interest rates have dropped. Call McKinley Mortgage to refinance and consolidate all your debt or get cash for home improvements. Call McKinley Mortgage now, 791-2700, or apply at bestlowrates.com.
NMLS 1698 OHMP 801267.
Don't let a plumbing problem ruin your day. Halpin Plumbing is the locally owned residential plumbing specialist offering a wide range of services and repairs. Schedule today at halpinplumbing.com and get things flowing. Making it Halpin since 1951.
When it comes to comfort, one name stands above the rest. Daikin. As the world's largest HVAC manufacturer, Daikin leads in innovation and sustainability. Through their partnership with the Johnstone Supply Grimmy Group, Daikin is paving the way for a healthier planet with R32 refrigerant in trusted brands like Amana and Goodman. Used in over 280 million systems worldwide since 2012, R32 delivers energy efficiency while reducing environmental impact. So whether you're heating or cooling, trust Daikin. Go to DaikinComfort.com to find a dealer in your area.
College football fans, order your CFP bracket football now before they sell out. Call 800-345-2868 or visit nicosports.com. Only 5,000 being made for $119.95 each.
Hey, remember, you can be a part of the show, part of the conversation by following on Twitter. I'm at Lance McAllister. You can contribute to the show. If Facebook is more your speed, join our conversations there. Lance McAllister Sports Talk on Facebook, if you want to get in there as well. Let's drop the puck. Cyclones return to Heritage Bank Center Friday night against the Maine Mariners. They will drop the puck at 7:30. And for more on that, let's welcome in the first-year voice of your Cincinnati Cyclones. That would be Rudy Hodgson. Rudy, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you? Thanks for having me on. Glad to be back.
It is great catching up. Let's kind of track our way through this season. I felt bad for you. It took a while to get your first win under your belt, but after a slow start, the Clones are really playing some good hockey, aren't they?
Yeah, they sure are. Wins in 6 of their last 7 games. They had their first 5-game win streak up until last weekend in the better part of over 2 years. So they're starting to play some really good hockey as of late, and it's so exciting. Heritage Bank Center's been so loud. The crowd has been so good. So let's keep it rolling, man. It's been some fun hockey to watch, and so Cyclones are hot.
Rudy, tell me about a couple of guys I keep seeing show up in the box score and show up in the post-game notes. Lincoln Griffin and Braden Kressler seem to be on a roll.
Yeah, they sure are. Braden Kressler is one of those guys that we got from the Toronto Marlies. Of course, this is our first year with the Toronto Maple Leafs system, so always nice to get some guys from Toronto to instantly contribute. Lincoln Griffin's been around in town for quite some time now, but he's starting to find his stride. Chaz Sharp, defenseman, leading the team in goals, if you can imagine that. First-year pro. Can you imagine being a defenseman, 23 years old, playing in the ECHL, and you're leading the team in goals? And he's been great. The team has been so much fun. Injected energy is what Jason Payne is preaching to this locker room. Took them some time to get there, but now that they are playing with some of that confidence and chemistry, you're really starting to see this team turn the page and play some better hockey as of late.
Everybody loves the captain, Justin Vive. Do I recall correctly? Did I see the other night he's closing in on another milestone, the magic 150 mark? Is that true?
That's right. He's already the all-time leading scorer for the Cincinnati Cyclones, but if he scores one more, he'll be the first player in team history to reach 150. And I got a little scoop for you here.
Yeah.
On Saturday, he'll be playing in his 500th ECHL game. So you make sure you tune in on Flow Hockey, listen on the Cyclones radio network. It's going to be a great night for Viver. He means so much to this community, and he loves Cincinnati. So it'll be great for fans to show him some love in what is a great accomplishment for Justin Vive.
I mentioned Friday night, Maine Mariners, 7:35 drop of the puck. It's another cool giveaway tonight, a giveaway night. You guys do the coolest giveaways. Tell everybody about Friday night's giveaway.
Yeah, Friday night we have a Hockey Net piggy bank. If you're following us on social media at Cincy Cyclones, you probably saw a really cool video that dropped today. It's a hockey net with a clear plastic front, and you could just drop your coins in the top. First 3,000 in attendance get one. Awesome stuff. We really do have some of the greatest promotions, not just in the league, but I think in the country, man. We really go all out, try to make sure our fans get some good stuff to take home, and Friday's no different.
You have a big week that rolls over into next week. The Monday, Friday, Saturday. Walk me through each of those days, because Monday's a matinee, but there's something really cool going on all three home dates next week.
Yeah, keep in mind, 9 of our next 10 games are at Heritage Bank Center, so it'll be a great crowd. We love having people from all over town come down to Heritage Bank Center, watch some games. Next Monday, we have Kids Eat Free, 1:35 p.m. puck drop. Make sure you bring your 2 to 12-year-old to the game, and they are eating completely free of charge. It's on us. And then on Friday, the 24th, the first 3,000 in attendance get a Hawaiian shirt giveaway. It's really cool. Yes. We always have this great creative kind of roundtable where we discuss what are our fans going to want to wear. And, summertime, put on that Cyclones Hawaiian shirt. It's good stuff. We love it. First 3,000 are going to get one. But the one that I'm really excited for is Saturday night, 4 p.m., Star Wars night. It'll be my first Star Wars night with Cyclones. Darth Vader jerseys that are going to be auctioned off via Dash. All the guys are going to wear them. They'll sign them, and then you can pick it up. But Darth Vader jerseys, I don't know. I mean, I might have to put a bid in there and take one of those home.
Yeah.
They're really sweet.
May the force be with you. Absolutely. And I want to tease one other thing coming up in February, and it's not till February 1st, but man, I'm telling fans who haven't experienced it, and you're going to see it up close and personal for the first time. It is a must-see, must-attend event. It's the teddy bear toss. Lay out the details.
Yeah, so this is one of the coolest things that professional hockey has kind of adopted over the years. When the Cyclones score their first goal, the ice is just littered with teddy bears that actually go to a great cause. So this year, Cincinnati Police and Cincinnati Fire will take the bears and give them to children that are going through some stressful situations when they go on these calls. So our local heroes making sure that the kids are getting taken care of in the community. The rest are going to go to Matthew 25 Ministries. That's a humanitarian nonprofit that helps with disaster relief and all that kind of good stuff. So a big chunk of the bears will go there. 13,319 last year, and we are tracking to beat that goal. So if you can imagine nearly 14,000 bears on Heritage Bank Center ice, that is just a sight to behold. I heard through the rumor mill, I think you'll get a kick out of this, that the broadcast booth gets set down to near the concourse level.
Yeah.
So I'll be calling it kind of ice level. So I'm going to get hit with some bears while they're getting thrown down in the middle of this game. So I might be trying to call the game and have some bears hit me in the back of the head. So I might have to wear a helmet out there.
Oh, that is fantastic. It is February the 1st. For tickets for that or the other games we've mentioned or any other game, including Friday night, 7:35 with Maine in town. First 3,000 to receive a HockeyNet Bank giveaway presented by Heritage Bank. Go to CyclonesHockey.com, CyclonesHockey.com. Hey, it is great catching up and hearing your voice. Congrats on the run here. Keep it rolling, and hope we can talk again soon.
Sounds great. Hope to see you on February 1st.
Sounds good. Thanks, Rudy.
See ya. Thanks.
All right, there you go. Talk a little hockey. Drop of the puck with the first-year voice of the Cincinnati Cyclones. Some really good stuff. Now 9 of the next 10 at home. Holy cow. I promised you a Bengals mock draft. I will deliver you a Bengals mock draft. This from The Athletic. Now, I don't pay attention to many mock drafts. Dane Brugler, however, I pay attention to because he produces the best draft guide there is. It is called The Beast. It is through The Athletic. It is some 550 pages. It is worth subscribing to The Athletic for just to get to the access of The Beast every year. It's a must-have for our draft show. His latest mock draft. He has Brian Callahan's Tennessee Titans taking Cam Ward, number 1, the quarterback out of Miami. He has the Browns at number 2, taking Penn State edge rusher Abdul Carter. Travis Hunter of Dion's Colorado Golden Buffaloes goes 3 to the Giants, and he has Shedeur Sanders, Dion's son, the quarterback, going to the Raiders at 6. For the Bengals at number 17. Ready? Michael Williams, edge rusher, Georgia. Now, I will tell you, this is not the first mock that has sent Michael Williams to the Bengals. Dane Brugler writes, last year the Bengals drafted a toolsy offensive lineman from Georgia in the first round, Amarius Mims. They flipped to the other side of the ball and do it again in this mock. Williams looks like a future top 10 pick, looked like a future top 10 pick as a freshman. He didn't quite reach dominant status over his 3 seasons in Athens. The talent, however, is there for him to grow into a game wrecker off the edge. Number 17, Bengals take Mykel Williams of Georgia. If you're wondering, I saw Ashton Genty, the running back at Boise State, finish second in the Heisman. He goes to the Broncos at number 20. I would imagine Bo Nix would like that. The Steelers take the Ohio State wide receiver, Emeka Egbuka, at number 21. Programming note tomorrow night, if you missed it earlier, we'll talk with Matt Andrews from the Ohio State Buckeye broadcast team. And we'll talk with Darren Pritchett from WSBT Radio in South Bend, covering the Irish. So Buckeye perspective, Irish perspective tomorrow night. Speaking of the Buckeyes, Dane Brugler has Jack Sawyer of the Buckeyes, the edge rusher, going with the 3rd pick of round 2 to the Tennessee Titans at number 35. So he would not get to the Bengals in round 2 if you are one of many who have said the Bengals need to take Jack Sawyer, unless they jump all the way up, and it would seem rather rich, meaning high, to take him at number 17. This was a 2-round mock from Dane today. In the 2nd round for the Bengals at number 49, he has the offensive lineman, specifically a guard out of Purdue, Marcus Mbow. It's M-B-O-W. I meant to look that up. I'm going to go with Mbow to the Bengals. I think it's safe to say the Bengals need 2 starting guards by week 1 of next season, or at least 1 veteran starting guard and 1 in the pipeline on the cusp of becoming a starter on the offensive line, would be my thought. I think we're set to head down the stretch. We'll wrap it up with things that happened on this date in sports history, get a check on news at the top of the hour, then hand things off to Dan, Terry, and the coach. Bearcats went on the road last night in much need of a win. It was a battle of 0-4 Big 12 teams last night, Colorado against UC. Buffaloes were missing 2 from their starting lineup. UC had a 12-point lead with about 16 minutes to go. That was flipped to a 1-point deficit, but they made their shots late from the field and at the line. The big upset last night, well, twofold. Bearcats hit their free throws, and Colorado, a really good free throw shooting team, did not hit their. In fact, 2 of their best missed, if I remember, 3 consecutive, and the Bearcats win it last night. More on that in hour-long form with the Wes Miller Show at 9 o'clock. All right, timeout, and then on this date in sports history, ahead, Ralph's American Grill Sports Talk, presented by Kelsey Chevrolet, 700 WLW.
It's Toyota truck and all-wheel drive season with more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else. Now through February 3rd, get a great lease deal or $2,000 customer cash on a new 24 or 25 Tundra. Excludes TRD Pro. Or get 4.99 APR financing on remaining new 24 Tacomas and new 25s. With approved credit through TFS. Excludes TRD Pro and Trail Hunter models. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Get yourself Toyota ready. Toyota, let's go places.
Mike Allen Jr. here. We have the greatest legal system in the world, but it all depends on having a great attorney. Charged with a crime, call me. 999 Laws. TK Law. Criminal defense, estate planning, divorce, and personal injury. That's 513-999-LAWS.
Reds fans, 2025 single game tickets are on sale now. Secure your seats for the biggest matchups at Great American Ballpark this year, including the Yankees, Dodgers, and Cubs. And don't miss out on honoring the Hit King on May 14th for a special Pete Rose night when all fans in attendance will receive a Pete Rose replica jersey. For tickets to join your Reds in 2025, visit Reds.com/tickets.
Protect what matters most with G4Direct.com's easy, high-definition, affordable video security solutions for home or business. Local and veteran-owned, G4Direct.com offers 4K resolution, smart AI features, no subscription fees ever. Installers, dealer programs available. Protect what matters, G4Direct.com.
Tri-State Chevrolet buyers, together, let's drive right into the 2025 new year with an outstanding deal from Mike Castrucci Chevrolet in Milford. Buy a brand new 2025 Chevy Malibu, $21,995, or a brand new 2025 Chevy Trailblazer, just $20,995. Check it out at MikeCastrucciChevrolet.com or visit us at Mike Castrucci Chevrolet in Milford. Tri-State Chevrolet buyers, together let's drive right into the 2025 new year with an outstanding deal from Mike Castrucci Chevrolet. Lease a brand new 2025 Chevy Equinox, $229 a month, 36 months plus tax, 10,000 miles a year, 25 cents a mile over, $39.95. Cash due at signing. Check it out at MikeCastrucciChevrolet.com or visit us today at Mike Castrucci Chevrolet in Milford.
It's just like my car radio on my phone.
Adding presets is so much fun.
Join the millions already on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
Seeing lyrics in the app is incredible.
It's so easy to use.
Nice job, iHeart.
Find out what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
Honest Expert Plumbing is just a click away. Nixco Plumbing offers online scheduling for residential and commercial plumbing service in the greater Cincinnati area. We provide 5-star service, including drain cleaning. Schedule your service now at NixcoPlumbing.com.
Craftsman Electric. CraftsmanElectric.com.
For quality standby generator installation that you can depend on for your home or business, call Craftsman Electric.
CraftsmanElectric.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. Did you know that 1 in 4 people seeking treatment for ED are under 40? So you're not alone. And even better, HIMS can help. Find the ED treatment